Hi everyone, thank you for joining in. My name is Apostle Dr. Trina Hooks. I'm super excited that you are here today, but I want to let you know a word that God has released today. And He wants to let you know that you were called and ordained by God. God called you. God ordained you. God created you. He already thought about you before you was even in your mother's womb. Let's dive right on into this. I want you to put in the comment section that I have been chosen by God. Put in the comment section, I have been chosen by God. I want you to declare and decree that over your life. I have been chosen by God. You are the one been chosen by God. You have been ordained for this position that God placed you in. You are the one. I want you also to put down that I am the one. This is not talking prideful. This is not talking about I'm boosting or anything like that. But this is what the word is saying. I am the one. Let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Somebody put in the comment section, Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. Listen. So the word said, and I'm reading the King James Version, before I was formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou comest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. And so I want to talk about this because we're talking about the prophet Jeremiah. God has called him, and he was, he's the son. And he's a younger boy. And what it is that God has affirmed him. And so he said, listen, I want you to know that I formed thee in thy belly. But before I formed thee in your belly, I knew thee. God said, I know you. I know your dislikes. I know what you like. I know what you don't like. I know what will make you happy, what make you sad, what make you run, what make you cry. I know you. That means when I thought about you that is watching here, he said, I thought about you in heaven. Let that sink for a minute. When I knew you, that means I thought about you. I thought about you in heaven, where I was at. God is in heaven. He thought about you right in his creation zone, where he at, not on the earth. He thought about you in heaven. And because he thought about you, he said, yeah, I'm there. And I thought about you. And by him thinking about you, he said, I knew exactly who you was going to be, your identity. I knew who your identity was. I knew if I wanted you to be a male, I made you a male. I created everything inside of you, all the functions that you need to be that male, that man of God. But then if I created you as a female, then I created your body as a female. I did not make a mistake when I created you. It is the world that's trying to give you options and saying that God made a mistake. Your identity is with God. And when you change your identity because you feel you're in your feelings, or it's because somebody did something to you, yeah, we all been lifing. Some people have been raped, molestation, went through some things that, yes, that hurt. I was one of them. But I'm not going to let that change my identity, what God has given unto me. He created me to be the female. I'm going to be that female. I'm going to embrace my female. I'm going to embrace it to the fullest. Because that's what he called me. When I came out my mother's womb, and the doctor said it's a female, now they can't even pronounce what you have. And you have to decide what you want to call your baby. God said, I knew you. I created you to be that man or woman of God that I put the organs on you. Your part. If you're a female, you got that womb. You got that womb, girl. And it's for you to birth out. I don't care what you say, you have to birth. You were created to birth out. The male, you were created to dominate. You was created to walk and do what God tell you to do as a male in God's image. We were created in his image. He said, I knew you. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified. He said, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nation. He said, before it came forth out of the womb, I sanctify you. Listen, I already set you apart. I already called you holy already. I set you apart for an assignment. I've set you apart for your purpose. I planted seeds already inside of you. I planted seeds inside of you. Male and female, God has created a seed inside of you that is going to birth and bloom on whatever timing that God said is going to be. I wasn't created 2,000 years ago because I wouldn't have made it back then. If God put me in 2,000 years ago, I wouldn't have made it then. I wasn't fit for that. So you got to be fit for the timing of the Lord. Because if I did something, a lot of us, we go out of character or before timing of the Lord, and then you wondering why, like, well, dog, I thought this was what it is. Everybody else is saying this is what I'm supposed to do with this and that, but you have to go out when the timing of the Lord tells you to do so, because then it's going to work. Somebody said it's going to work. And so he said, I planted these seeds inside of you, these seeds to prosper, the seeds for you to go forth and multiply and be fruitful and to have dominion over it, and to be replenishing the earth, those seeds that he have given unto you. But he said, but I sanctified thee and I ordained thee a prophet. Let me tell you something. A lot of people are already walking around and already prophesying and doing the things of the Lord, but they hinder themselves because they don't want to step out on faith to either start the ministry or just operate, just pick up your phone and record the messages of the Lord, because, oh, I don't have my papers. The pastor didn't do it yet. This and that didn't do it yet. God said, I need you to operate now. I need you to know that I already ordained you. I already ordained you, called you, set you apart. I already called you to be the prophet to the nations. I already called you to be my mouth speaking. And I need you to speak, whether they recognize who you are. Let me tell you something. I'm an apostle, but people still call me prophet. People call me teacher. Some people don't even recognize my title because they don't see a female walking and operating in that. They don't accept it. And I said, that's not my problem to prove you who I am. You got an issue with it, go to God. But I'm going to speak and teach the way God want me to speak and teach on. Because God called me. You did not call me. God ordained me. He's the one that ordained me. He's the one that got me in the position that I'm in. He will use others to water. He will use others to push you out. If he needs you to push you out, like, make you move forward into the position that you need. But God wanted to let you know, your identity is to be an identity with Christ, that he created you in his own image. Go back into Genesis. He said, let us make a man in our own image. Meaning that your likes and dislikes, he knows about it because he put it inside of you. He know that you don't like cheese because cheese don't do well on you. Dairy don't work for you. He know that you're allergic to peanuts. Why are you allergic to peanuts? He's the one who put it in there. Like, all right, this is what you is. For this season, you're going to be allergic to peanuts. I don't need the peanuts touching your system. And this season you were in, you can't have no peanuts. But maybe 10 years, 20 years, after 30 years, I lift that up because maybe you need to eat some peanuts now. Like, that God created you. There's a reason for everything. But I wanted to let you know that God called you and he ordained you. He set you apart for such a time as this, and that he knew you. So go to the Father. Anything that's bothering you, anything that's hindering you, go to the Father, who's the creator of all, who his son, Jesus Christ, who came down from heaven into a body, created to teach us and mold us to learn the things that we need to learn. And then he had to be the living sacrifice that we need to bring us back to the Father. And he done it on Calvary. And he said, it is finished. So all that hell and high water that you're going through, let's give it to the Father. Because let's go back to the Father and, like, Lord, send your warrior angels, send your power, send your people to come over, Lord, in Jesus Christ's name. Send your angels to come forth and fight. Teach me how to fight. Teach my fingers to war. Come on now. So I love each and every one of you, and I pray that this word was right on time for you. Go back and read the book of Jeremiah, even more about your identity. and go back into Genesis and read about how God created man in his own image, because you have been created and called by God only. I am going to be starting teaching on spiritual weapons. And if you are interested to learn about the spiritual weapons that you can use, and some weapons you might be already using and don't even realize it is a spiritual weapon that the enemy does not want you to use. And we're going to learn how to use it. We're going to have to learn how to operate in it and everything. So let me know in the comment section that I'm interested in learning about the spiritual weapons, because then that'll let me know you're interested, in that I will start uploading uploading in each video one spiritual weapon that you can use for that. And then we'll just make a note of it. And then maybe later on we might just go over a lot of them in one segment. So let me know in the comment section. Again, go ahead and love, tag, share, and invite. That's how we spread the word, evangelize the word, by you sharing it, that button, and make sure you like, tag, share, and invite. And if God is leading you to sow into this word that you receive, go ahead to in the comment section, and you'll be able to sow there, and may God bless every seed of the sower. Again, my name is Apostle Dr. Trina E. Hooks, and I am so honored to be able to be here and spread the word of God to you. And if you would like to work with me on one-on-one, I will also put my information in the comment section how you can work with me. I still have my birthday special going on, so go ahead and get locked and loaded with me. Talk to you later. If you want to fulfill your purpose, go ahead and get locked and loaded. Talk to you later. Bye.